Okay, so we're going to be driving while I explain what I've been doing. So we're on a 14-day challenge right now for weight loss, and there's a bunch of people that joined. Um, what I ended up doing was I wanted to go a more carnivore style with my weight loss. I did eggs, beef, salt, and water, and that's all I've done literally. And I've eaten one time a day. So I'll work from, you know, well, let's just say I eat at like 9 o'clock at night, and I eat as much as I want in one sitting. I'll eat like 2 pounds of beef, like 6 or 7 eggs, and I'll drink a bunch of water and salt. And then what I'll do is I'll just work for, I'll go to sleep right after that, directly to sleep. No blood sugar increase, no nothing off of animal products because there's no insulin secretion. There's no blood sugar increase because I'm getting plenty of fatty meat. And then from there, I went straight to bed. Didn't drink any mineral water before I went to bed so my body could actually break down the food that I just ate. And that's the biggest problem I find is people try to pack themselves full of water and stuff like that when they eat, but your body has a hard time breaking down meat, eggs, things of this nature, any food really, if you're going to dilute your stomach acid with a bunch of water. So I just eat the eggs and beef before I go to bed, and then go to bed. And then once I wake up, I'll drink a bunch of mineral water because my body has processed that food overnight. And then I'll go to work. And then, when I'm at work, I'm drinking some mineral water and stuff. Uh, Next week, I'm going to be doing a different type of experiment on our next fasting 1 meal a day protocol. But this is working for me right now. Just nothing but salt, beef, water, and eggs. I'm getting everything that I need. Plenty of good healthy fat, saturated fat, contrary to what the American Diabetes Association, American Heart Association, and a lot of these mainstream doctors and stuff say has never played a role in any kind of heart or arterial issues or anything like that. It's when you start adding sugar into the mixture that's when it becomes a problem. Your body can actually process fats and proteins and stuff very, very efficiently. You just can't put a bunch of junk processed man-made stuff in there with it. Just eat it, stay away from the water for an hour or two, digest your food, and then you can have some water. But I just eat it at about 9 o'clock at night, as much beef and eggs as I want. Maybe I might put some grass-fed butter on there sometimes because it does have good vitamin K2. It's got plenty of nutrients in grass-fed butter, A, D, E, and K. So what I do, again, in a nutshell, not to keep repeating myself, but eggs and beef before I go to bed. Don't drink any water. And then I go to bed, wake up, mineral water, straight to work, mineral water throughout the day. Just work my normal day. Even if I want to go to the gym, I go to the gym fasted, and then I come home and I refeed with more eggs, beef, water, and salt again. It's important to eat enough to get enough potassium and salt enough to get enough sodium, because when your electrolyte mixtures get out of whack, your heart arrhythmia changes, the way you process things, your feeling and stuff whenever you hurt yourself, things of this nature, all that stuff will change if your sodium and potassium levels aren't correct. I was listening to Dr. Daniel Antonio this morning, and he was talking about how vitamin C and glucose compete for transporters to be taken up in the body. When you reduce your glucose, vitamin C doesn't have as much of a competition to be utilized in the body. That way, your body can actually utilize vitamin C more efficiently. But he said the one thing that we did forget in this whole mixture here is the most important factor. And what a lot of doctors get wrong by telling people to stay away from good quality sodium like Redmond's Real Salt or Pink Himalayan Salt or like a French truffle finishing salt or something like that, and I think there's other really good salts that people prefer as well, is sodium. Sodium is two of the bonding agents that have to attach to that vitamin C in order for a transporter to pick it up and use it efficiently. So if we don't have adequate amounts of sodium, but yet we're on a low sugar, low carbohydrate diet, and we're doing all the things that we're supposed to do, yet we're bruising easy because vitamin C supports the strength of the capillaries. That way you're not bruising as easy. That way your capillaries and stuff for your arteries and stuff are very strong. This way we make sure that we're getting sufficient amount of vitamin C by making sure that our sodium's correct, dropping our sugar level so our body can actually absorb less vitamin C, and with that less vitamin C we get a greater impact, so we don't need to supplement as much. So with me doing eggs, beef, water, and salt every single day, my body's getting exactly what it needs. I don't need fiber. I don't need all this other stuff. That's all a complete myth. There's nothing in your body that actually says you have to have fiber in it in order to digest things properly. There's nothing in the body that's even geared towards having fiber as a necessity. These are bad recommendations that the medical industry has put out, and these are things that they're never going to admit wrong, and they're just going to keep pumping it out. I mean, now we're starting to see as time changes that, like, the Australian Medical Institution they've started recommending a low-carb keto approach to treating type 2 diabetes. And a lot of doctors will still tell you once you have diabetes, you can't get rid of it. Type 1 diabetes, I agree. When you've developed this condition, I haven't known of anybody yet to actually get rid of type 1 diabetes, but there are plenty of people that start making themselves insulin sensitive instead of insulin resistive and cure type 2 diabetes just by staying away from the very things that tax their insulin constantly. So make sure you wrap your mind around everything that's going on. If you're constantly raising your blood sugar, that means your insulin has to do a job. If your insulin doesn't have a reason to be taxed and released, that means you're keeping your blood sugar low. These are the very basic, this is the basic understanding of what it does, but it's not the only thing that it does. If I keep my insulin levels low, my blood sugar low, then I give my body a chance to utilize proteins and fats and stuff very naturally. That means I'm not putting junk sugars and stuff in my body. If you look at a molecule of high fructose corn syrup and you put it next to real natural sugar, fructose from fruit and things like that, they're identical on their makeup. Now, oftentimes people will, show you some kind of rebuttal in the form of words or typing, whatever it may be. Then they'll say, well, actually, fruit has fiber attached to it, so it doesn't affect your body. The fructose from fruit doesn't affect your body the way high fructose corn syrup does. Actually, that's not necessarily true. And then you'll hear people like Dr. Berg and other people say the more fiber you ingest, the more it's going to buffer the amount of carbs and stuff that affect your body a certain way, and you'll actually see that your blood sugar doesn't go up as much, or it doesn't affect your insulin levels as much. That's only partially true. Everybody's not affected the same way like that. You're not going to find the blanket statements that come from these bigger medical professionals and stuff like that. They're out there to promote themselves. They're out there to put their face in front of a screen and tell you exactly what you want to hear, and then you move on from there thinking, oh, this is the greatest thing since sliced bread, until you run across some guy somewhere that's done a bunch of research and they're like, wait a second, I've been doing what you're saying and it's not helping me at all. Eating these 8 to 10 cups of vegetables every single day is not helping me at all. It's actually making my digestion worse. It's making my bathroom movements worse. I've noticed that if I remove that from my diet, the simplicity, the mental aspect of wrapping my mind around just eating eggs and beef. And in the beginning, you can't comprehend it. You don't want to comprehend it. You're like, wait a second, I can't do that. That's something that's not normal. Well, that's because you've been conditioned to believe that. Once you get past conditioning, it does have like everything that I need. Eggs does have like everything that I need. Why am I fighting this? And if I need to supplement a little vitamin C or take a multivitamin, do what you got to do. I don't even do that, and my lab panels come out perfectly all the time. So what I'm getting at here is, don't always follow main, even if it comes down to the keto doctors and stuff, the carnivore doctors. Do your research. I've lost quite a bit amount of weight, in just a short amount of time, and I'm going to continue to do this and expand off what I'm doing. I've tried to do it before, but I've never really stuck to it. This time I've actually stuck to it, and it's working. And I'm like, wow, this is crazy. Even Angie, she's doing keto now, and she's like, this really does work. I mean, it's at first you're like, well, I can't eat meat every single day. I can't eat fat and protein like this every single day. But then when you start looking at the simplicity of it overall, and you start looking at exactly what you're doing, It's not that bad. It's very enjoyable if you just learn to live more of a simple style life. Um, to say that meat, animal products and stuff is going to kill you, give you cancer and stuff, there's been no studies that ever prove that stuff. Never. Show me one study that says 100% if you eat this, it'll cause this. They don't even make those type of studies. There are none out there at all. Keep it simple. Animal products are not bad for you. Some people will see their urea levels go up. If you're looking at a carnivore diet and you're wanting to figure out why so many people's creatinine levels go up, their urea levels go up and stuff, those come hand in hand with a carnivore diet. There's a lot of times people don't understand that you're eating a lot of protein, a lot of fat when you do this. There's nothing else going in your body other than these types of things. Yes, they have the most bioavailable form of nutrients. You're going to have some of these other markers and stuff go up. It comes hand in hand with that. But we don't have good, healthy recommendations for that type of diet because it hasn't been studied. We don't have any studies on somebody that just eats, like long-term studies, somebody that just eats a carnivorous diet or a ketogenic diet that says, okay, these numbers are normal. Well, there's more and more information coming out on keto all the time. Carnivore seems to be like the whole hang up right now. People are like, you just can't live off animal products every single day. Well, yeah, you can. I've been doing it for years now, and I love it. It makes me feel good. I'm strong in the gym. I don't need all the sugar and carbs. And when I do have those sugar and carbs, I'm able to appreciate them and utilize them even more and get the full effect from eating sugar and carbs, as opposed to somebody that does it every single day. They don't get that rush, that pump in the gym and stuff like I do. I can go eat something sugary right now because I've stayed away from it for so long as a pre-workout, go to the gym and get this amazing pump just like somebody took some kind of supplement, because now my body actually can utilize and feel what's going on with that, as opposed to desensitizing my body to that every single day. I don't feel the same. I could eat carbs and sugar every single day and blow up like a house and never be able to appreciate what it could actually do for performance reasons, like some athletes use it for short-term energy bursts and stuff like that. Runners will use it during races and stuff. But now what people are finding out is the people that start in the back of the pack that are fat fueled end up at the end of the race in front of the pack because they have more energy at a more controlled pace long term. Look at what's his name, Zach Bitter. He does more of a keto style diet. He does almonds and animal products, low glycemic leafy greens. He every once in a while will have a sweet potato or something like that, but very rarely will he eat that kind of stuff. And he just broke the world record or something like that for the 100-mile run. I mean, the guy has world records and everything. So the short-term effect of glucose is, yeah, you'll get out ahead really quick. But by the end of the race or 3/4 through the race, you've already fallen back so much because your body's not responding to it as much. But those guys that were eating coconut oil packs and, you know, saturated fat packs from whatever the source of fat that they may be eating, they're out front now. And they're able to keep that stride and pace a lot longer. So eggs, beef, water, and salt has been doing me justice, and I'm going to keep it up. I'm going to see what happens from here. I found a bunch of ground beef on sale. A bunch of grass-fed ground beef for $3.99 a pound, so I got about 10 pounds of that, and then I went out and got about 30 pounds of conventional beef, and I mixed them together, and it seems to be working. So I'm going to roll with it, stay updated, or I'll keep you guys updated. Stay with me on this. Let's see how it turns out. I'm doing another challenge starting the 16th through the 30th, and I'm giving away $100 during that challenge as well for the top 3 people that get involved. So if you want to be involved in something like that, I will leave my group chat in the comment section of this for Facebook, so you can get in the group chat, and we'll talk and we'll see who wants to get on the next challenge. The 16th to the 30th, guys. All right, I'll see you there. Take care.